All right, it's the second ever Financial Friday. So it is the 1st of August, and this is just an update on my finances and how I really screwed up this week because I took the kids out to Seattle to a museum, and I was only anticipating spending about $50 to $60 while we were actually out. And then I opted, instead of the cafe we were going to go to, for sushi, mediocre sushi, by the way. And that ended up being about $90 instead. Plus, we stopped for gelato, also mid, very disappointed. So I spent a lot of money on stuff that wasn't worth it. And either way, I shouldn't have spent that money because I had a budget set for that day and I went over it. And this is what I do in the summer. This is like, I'm notorious for doing this in the summertime because I just want to spoil the kids. So anyway, I thankfully had picked up an extra shift before this happened. So that money will come back to me next week. And then I will be on track, but I will be on track as far as just not being paycheck to paycheck like I've been for the last 2 months, but not on track for what my actual savings goal was. And so that was supposed to be $800 a month. I'm not saving anything. I haven't been saving anything for the last 2 months, being completely honest. I've been sucking at this part. So, like I said before in one of my other videos, that like the weight loss, the fitness part of my life and the financial part of, they're both fitness. Like there's financial fitness and there's all sorts of other kinds of fitness in life. And they're just very much the same brain function. So basically I ate way too many calories. I ate way too many financial calories this week. However, I have budgeted for this next pay period, and I will have something left over, and I'm already feeling that desire to go back and into my frugal side and just not spend money. Like I'm not wanting to buy coffee anymore, which again is a thing that I do mostly in the summer, where I'll buy iced coffee because for some reason I make iced coffee at home, it's not as good. But that's not an excuse. So anyway, I did not get a new car. I am holding off. What I did do was get AAA so that I'm covered up for towing up to 100 miles. So at least I have peace of mind now. And that was like $130 for the year. I did get the new tires on the front, and then I need to go bring it in for alignment. So that's another little expense that's going to pop up this month. However, like I said, I did budget, so everything should be on track as long as I stick to the budget. That is the key thing. If I don't stick to the budget, or if I go, oh, let me just get this thing over here and this thing over here, and then by the third thing, I'm now digging out of my savings account, which, by the way, I think I have like $75 in my savings account. So I went from having a $4,000 emergency fund to then a $1,000 emergency fund to now I have $75. And that's how quick that can happen. So the good news is I am still debt free. The bad news is I'm not saving at the speed that I want to be saving. So one of the things that I'm actually very seriously considering doing is in January, potentially onboarding with another company that's similar to the one that I work at, so that I can get 7 days a week. So that would be, these are 10-hour night shifts. So this would be 7 days a week night shift, which would like physically destroy me over a long-term period. But I'm wondering, can I power through that for 4 months? Because if I did that in 4 months, I could save $12,000. So this is a thing I'm seriously considering because I need that financial boost. Like my wage is very low. And well, for the state that I live in. So I know like the minimum wage varies. And I make over the minimum wage, but really it's nothing. So, hourly wise. And, unfortunately, because of laws that restrict you from, being able to work as many hours as you want. You know, overtime is limited, so I can't really do much for overtime. And it's unfortunate. I think if people want to work, they should be able to work. And then the employer shouldn't be punished for it and should be allowed to let their employees work, you know, without having to basically pay extra fees. So I don't know. I'm sure that we could all debate about that all day long. But this would be the only way that I could actually get those hours. So I'm going to think about it for a few months. So I would probably just work for the company I wouldn't want to just on board with a company and with the intention of only being there 4 months and not say that. So probably what I would consider doing is doing the 4 months through and then taking like a 6-week leave to recover and then going for another 4 months. That's 24 grand. And then just probably calling it quits after that. So I don't know. It's something I'm considering. I just really need a boost. I see that real estate prices are starting to go down. And we have a lot of duplexes around here. They're really old houses, like built in the 1940s, that are great. Just little income properties. You know, you can rent out the duplexes, and they're old, but low maintenance because they're itty bitty. And I saw one for sale and I thought, oh shoot, like if I had 20 grand in the bank right now, I could, you know, buy that and have a rental property with tenants already in it. And that would be so awesome. And I feel like I'm going to miss my opportunity to do something like that if I don't have that big chunk of money sitting in my bank account. So, this is the thing I'm seriously considering doing. It would wreck me for like half a year. But I think I'd survive, and I would never do it again, probably. But could it get me could it get me closer to my goals a lot faster? Yeah, I don't want to miss my opportunity, you know? So that's where I am right now. As far as the car goes, I am going to start doing some car shopping. I just want to see what my options are and see what's out there, see the price ranges for some of the used vehicles that I'd be interested in. And just chat without doing anything formal, just chat about seeing if I can get the 3% interest rate that I want. And since I do have a vehicle, I can walk out of there if they don't want to give me that. It's fine, you know, no hard feelings. So, we'll see. In the next update, I could potentially have a new car, but again, like I don't have enough of a buffer right now to feel comfortable getting myself back in debt. The car is running. I'm praying nothing major happens, but we'll see. So I will catch you guys in the next fitness update, which will be on Monday, and then I will pop another one of these out next month.
Where is it? Where's the rest? The money, Skylar. Where is the rest? Skylar.